Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Ooh. Can't believe how far we actually are in this game. Didn't think I'd get this far. How exciting. Back to the sad times. My favourite thing. Oh, are you ready for this, man?
However,
but for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who'd go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind and spirit. So how was the killer able to get an upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
What the heck?
We already know who did it.
I won't forgive you.
Has to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find them all. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon, the Monokuma file said she died right around then. And telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. Oh, I didn't even look up at her face. She's crying. Oh no. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. But the fact that she'd asked those two to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard from the three of them directly. Not right now, I don't feel like talking to those three. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
That's... Do you recognise it, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. Fucking hell. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much?
'Cause, I mean...
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself, that's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavour. You know. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Fucking well done, Makoto. Jeez. This is a bit smart for you. Oh my god, it looks like a bottle. There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure, it fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Okay. Someone fucked up the locker. The locker's open and there on the inside, it's a handprint. Someone's really sweaty, Jesus Christ.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust. That didn't look like dust to me, I thought it was that just looks like pure sweat, man.
It's true.
It looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Why not?
Hey.
Think back before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. So then, what does this handprint mean? There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles?
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
in other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Okay. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. Really? We haven't looked at that much. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. And the red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with the Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. That same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Just back. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Let me look at it. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. Okay? I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem lab has all kinds of health stuff. Hi, piece of cake. Well, I know what happens anyway. Oh, thanks for the follow. That scared the shit out of me. No, it's good though. Like, coming back to the game is always fun. My poor heart. I forgot I did that. The fucking follower alert. So she must have gotten this from the chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. It scared the living shit out of me. Yeah, because I was meant to use the argument music from the trials, but it didn't like really fit properly, so I just got bored and I used Chihiro's laugh, and I didn't realise it was gonna scare the living shit out of me. Oh no.
So,
Oh, I've got one of my hairs on my hand. But you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow... Oh my gosh. I'm gone now. Of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. It's never fun. Tastes rank. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what could have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body. Yeah. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Shut up. Not a chance. Byakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Oops.
hey,
Okay. Didn't mean to. She's just repeating words.
certainly.
I think the postman's just come. The dogs are barking. It's always a good time. My favourite time of day. What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. I think you're lying to me. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks.
Hey,
I thought it was... Oh. Sorry, Kyoko. Well... I don't think there was anything else. Oh, the chair. Yes. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Okay, can I go? Stories the only went in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside it. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there is no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked room door from the inside, not from the outside.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then.
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. It's not even that great, because you're a lot smarter than me. She's decided. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. Yeah, because you fucked up, man. She's allowed that. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Let's go. Oh no, you're just going to say this again. I'll click R then. Jeez, I thought I could just click on the door this time, you know. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Okay. And it is... okay. I press the doorbell. And after a few seconds... Who's that? Oh, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well,
Well,
what do you want?
Oh, she's speaking her lines, alright.
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Jeez, that sounds so aggressive.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
I doubt that. She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Yes. Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall. Slithered.
What do you want?
Just straight up comparing her to like some kind of fucking snake. Jeez. What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said 2, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I prove otherwise, I have no other choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. She just fucked straight off. With that, Toko retreated into her room. He's dead. Ah, he is. Press the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Always. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet you.
What?
How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Olga told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. You know, it'd be alright if we just, you know, stopped calling a dead person Olga for a hot second. You know, that'd be nice. Just a suggestion. When did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note She
How about that?
she gave it to me in person. She happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I've got to be honest, this is sus. And it's just, I think that's just Hero, isn't it? I think in almost every case you could go, it could be Hero. So then you went and met with Sakura.
You got it all wrong.
No, way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at
I haven't
me.
seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. It's a candy wrapper.
Huh?
Oh,
What?
fucking idiot. Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that it was just trash, but there's no way that was all there was to it. Pocket trash. My favourite evidence. However, Togo and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look into the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should we start? Let's start with fucking teleporting. I don't know. Oh, it's here. The chem lab. My favourite place on earth. What, you again? Nico, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just to make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. No, that's not what I was meant to say. What I meant to say was, fuck you, don't get in my way. How's about that? This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more importantly right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
So in other
That's
words...
right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder. Hey there. Just want to see what one's separate, you know? Sometimes you click on something, it's like, that's the exact same thing. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint. Footprints. These are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop, chop. Okay. I got to work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. You should consider doing an art degree. So, how's this? Not bad for you, I mean. For me.
See.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business on the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
It's certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? No.
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. Your feet do appear to be too big. Fortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately. But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints really are a valuable clue. Of course they are. I should probably take a good hard look at the powder. It's a bunch of yellow powder scattered in front of the floor, in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labelled Chemsy 4. It also looks like someone left some learning how to speak again. It also looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to have been spilled right in front of the time, right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Footprints in the powder. Let's see what's on this shelf. There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labelled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit section A. But wait, there's one bottle here that's labelled Chem C9. Could someone have put it there on accident? So on this shelf is, it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. The reagents, but simply they're used in experiments to bring about chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Shut up. You're not a scientist, are you? Get out. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? I'm going to be honest. I can say a kind of vaguely solid yes. Because I did science, okay? And I don't know the next time I'm doing a titration in my life. Or fucking mixing something with like... When am I going to be crystallising something? Come on.
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. Yeah, you can call me a loser all you like, but at least I'm telling the truth. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. Eggs! Oh my god. It's been a while. Cheers, Wildheart. Always on the Discord duty, aren't you? All the containers on this shelf are labelled the letter B and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. On this shelf is... one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labelled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit section C. You know, because it's got C on it. I should try and find more about the shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here. Chem lab shelf. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. I'm out of here. Where am I going again? This floor confuses me. Oh, I have to go down the stairs. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Wait. Or was it back there? Oh man. I'm... This is just me not knowing where I am for most of this game. Oh, there it is. Purple corridor. Here it is.
Hey.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Tako and Hiro told me.
I see.
So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying? Yeah, they do it all the time.
Anyway.
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You'd do well to look them over one more time. So her body? Okay. According to Kyoko, there's something to be discovered. Oh. Jesus.
Just a second.
Just staring up into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but...
Hey.
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body? I know. Fucking... The best characters always die. Yeah, rip Sakura. Oh. Poor baby. Even though that Kyoko's definitely fucking just busted me for not investigating properly.
Whew.
There's no getting around it. And like me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. Yeah, Byakuya's still walking around like he fucking owns the place and he doesn't... acting like he doesn't deserve death more than literally everyone else there. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it. Oh, I know who did it. I can't be making any comments. I'll spoil it for anyone who doesn't. This case makes me really sad. You know what? All these cases make me really sad. Except like the last one. That didn't really affect me.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Yeah, so... yeah, because I know what happens in this one, and Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, but then when we get to Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony, that's when I have no idea what's happening anymore, so that's going to be exciting. then how can you...
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
hey,
More importantly, look here. Her shoes. Finished that chapter yesterday. Oh yeah, it hurts, doesn't it? It hurts.
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out. She got her name on her shoe. Oh.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Once again, Kyoko is holding my hand throughout this
Hey.
case because I don't know what I'm doing. Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It would seem.
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. I can't believe she's able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. She wanted me to look at this. Just doing what Kyoko tells me. Fucking whipped, man. The shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. Glass is all red and these are the top and bottom section of the bottle, right? That's in the bottle. Near the glass. Monokuma figure. Yeah. So did she want me to like look at the bottles on this shelf? Instead of the broken glass. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma balls. Anyways. Yeah. My girl got me whipped. Look, if Kyoko told me to kill someone, I'd kill someone. That's the point. Something new. Something new. So
Hey.
dumb, Makoto. So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. A correlation? Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
So.
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? Right? No answer? I do trust you to a degree, otherwise I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. I mean, to a degree. I find myself feeling a lot like I am Makoto. That's it. I am Makoto.
Hey.
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
Anyway.
Can you gather up all the pieces of broken glass? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Miyagi snort. That's my girl. Yes. Yes. I didn't remember that she fucking said that. Oh man. I love this woman.
So then.
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab while I'm gone try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
So then.
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected, and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
listen.
First, let's compare the weight of the two normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced,
In other words,
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected would be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
so then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles put it all together,
hey,
and I believe you'll arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Do you want me to look at the magazines? Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. This magazine is upside down? Did someone put it back that way on accident?
hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... One of the pages near the centre of the magazine had a word that had been written in bold, bloody wetters? Fucking wetters. And it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it appear you found it. Kyoko, this is...
So,
Is this... It's indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Is that... That says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled she's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you'd think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Magazine dying message. It's actually quite a fast investigation. Maybe it's because there's less people now.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
I mean, I get it, man. The last one was all over the place. This is nothing.
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I?
If you want to.
Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right?
No.
Go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Calm down.